I decided to just chill the F out and have some coffee and give myself room to breathe. This was the first brave decision I made after this layoff. Not a strategy, not a plan, not a recruiter call, but 2 cups of coffee on my balcony with Rico in my lap in the rocking chair, and then take it from there. For a woman who had been running at 100 miles an hour for 30 years, that was enormous. Good morning, day 8 of Turquoise Rising. The first morning was so confusing. I woke up at 5 o'clock like I always do, and I realized I did not have to get out of bed. I debated because it's always best to stay in your routine, but I could make a new routine. I rolled over and snuggled Rico and went back to sleep for an hour. It was completely liberating. Then I jumped out of bed and really fought the crazy anxiety about all of the people I needed to call and what to say and how to reinvent myself and, and, and then I stopped. Sat on the balcony, enjoyed the fact that I was not racing out the door to traffic and crazy. 2 cups of coffee, Rico in my lap, the rocking chair. That is my absolute favorite part of the day. What part of me felt most exposed was identity. 100%. Wake up every morning. Now what do? Calendar freed up, no trips, no meetings. It got quiet. It was a very strange feeling. And yet, I felt unexpectedly free. Not owing anybody an explanation of what I was doing or why, that was really, really big. And what did I no longer have access to? Paycheck for sure, but also reasons to call people, reasons to speak to them. I did not want to call because I didn't want to get into the discussion about what I was doing now or where I was working, because I wasn't. I was a little embarrassed and I didn't know where I was going or what I was doing. I lost the community of working in that field. I lost what I thought was my North Star. I lost my grind, and that was really hard. I lost the busy, and I have not replaced it, and I'm really proud of that. And then there was the introduction to the problem. I don't know how to introduce myself anymore. I was not in my nice work clothes. I was not a behavioral health executive with a big company behind me. And I had to introduce myself as someone who is not a wife, not a mom, no longer a granddaughter. Finding that role again. Who am I right now? Am I an author? Am I a content creator? A podcaster? Not yet. Everything is not yet. Everything is being built. I'm launching 8 pictures in my photography store. It's not a major launch. It's a beginning. I am in the in-between. And finding the language around all of it was hard, still is hard, still working on it. Who did I fear becoming? I pictured becoming irrelevant. Just another woman in her 50s with Hashimoto's trying to stay relevant, especially being single. It's very hard on your brain to figure that out, but ultimately you have to dig deep and understand what your gifts are and lean on them. What part of my identity was rented from the institution? The question hurts my heart, and I love it, and it hurts. And the answer is none of it. It's the labels. We can take the labels away and figure out who we are. That's the key to my new definition of success. Taking the labels away and understanding who I am, and then being able to articulate who I am, what I am, and what I am becoming without conventional labels. That's the biggest takeaway through this entire season. What the first morning actually gave me, my body really wanted to walk along the water, along the beach, and I wasn't getting to do that with the last job, and I really missed it. And that is where my aha moments have come to me. There's something about it that gives you movement in your body and in your mind. That is what came back to me first. The importance of morning movement and meditation. That is my happy place. Walking with Rico is always an adventure. He smiles when he walks. People love to stop and pet him. He kind of struts and smiles as he goes. You must be very social when you walk Rico. He does get super anxious around some other dogs and sometimes barks at them with his tail wagging the whole time. When I take Rico out, he's so excited and so happy, and it makes me so happy. I share his excitement and his joy. Rico is so easy to please, and it makes me so satisfied to be out with him. And he's just such a happy little boy, and he just brings so much joy to everyone around him. He's a whole host of new friends and people that we meet along the way. What was underneath all that motion when I finally stopped? It was down to earth, a giant heart, and a real need to belong to community and to groups. It's a woman who wants to chase passions and join teams and fill a much smaller schedule with fun activities, golf and tennis, and community. It's a photographer who desperately wants to start planning all of the adventures to photograph the remaining 5 states and all of the places on her bucket list. And there is an aspiring writer, speaker, visionary, and founder with huge dreams and big ideas about how to reinvent and upspiral. I was there the whole time. I went through 6 months of wreath making when I was going through my divorce. Loved my wreaths. I had a huge rack filled with all the flowers, organized by color and by type. Felt like a blank canvas to me. And there was no limit to how beautiful each wreath could be. I loved making them because I really fell in love with each finished project. I never charged for them because I just enjoyed giving them away to my family and friends so much. It was just an expression of myself that other people seemed to value. And I hung them on the entrance of their homes. And that was just such a compliment to me. And it means so much to be able to give someone you love something beautiful. That was as close as I got to the creative until my writing has come back. The 9 o'clock alarm, write a book, had been going off every morning for years, and I had silenced it every single time. I did not decide to start writing until a few months after the layoff. I was on one of those morning walks, and the aha arrived in 2 parts almost simultaneously. The first, if not now, then when? My personal story had to come out. The grief, the adventure, the reckoning of it all. The second, I was trying to launch my advisory and understood in that same moment that I needed to write a book for business authority as well. That was when the Align method was born. That was when the 90 day concept and commitment was born. One walk, two revelations, everything changed. This is so much more than writing a book. It's one, finally telling my story, and also finally processing all of the grief and celebrating all of the amazing adventures. This is truly the story of my life and where I've been and where I hope to go. And it is every dream of mine coming into a collective of 6 companies born from the chakras, each rooted in a different dimension of who I am, being born into the world with no promise and no explanation, just hope and commitment and a need to finally see what this looks like outside of my brain. No more wondering what if. What stayed when everything professional was stripped away suddenly? Rico stayed, my smile stayed. And knowing that there's something better out there for me, 1000% faith stayed. I gave my fear to God as best I can, and the becoming stayed as well. I believe God's plan is to use me as a vessel to help others help themselves. That's my hope, that is my prayer, and that is my becoming. This is day 8, 90 days, live and unfiltered. If you're in your own reinvention, come and walk with Rico and I. Subscribe below and rise out loud.